Madness at the Darkmoon Faire is coming soon, so it's time to review the Mage cards. First up, we have Confection Cyclone. This is a 2-mana 3/2 that's the battle cry that adds 2 1/2 sugar elementals to your hand. I think this card is just great. It's very, very similar to Firefly, which was a 1-mana 1/2 that added a single 1/2 to your hand. This is a 2-mana 3/2, which is already a solid stat line, and you get 2 1/2s to your hand. The reason why I think this is quite strong is number 1, it synergizes with Grand Finale. Number 2, it kind of fits Mage's early kind of aggressive small spell tempo-y plan. And probably most importantly, it synergizes really well with Elemental Allies, which feels like it's a really good card. It fits the small spell plan of Mage, but oftentimes you just don't have enough elementals to run it. You'd be running Violet Spellwing and Mana Cyclone and probably the Mana Giant, and Shinvala, but they wouldn't kind of line up properly. And now if you have this, you very, very, very often are going to have enough elementals in hand to be able to play an elemental and then play a second one, and you get like a 1-mana draw 3 spells, and that's just great. I think this slots in really well to the tempo spell mage that we see right now, and for that reason, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 in overall card quality. It's like a pretty simple effect, but a good one, and I think a 5 out of 5 in meta relevance. I think we're literally going to see this in every mage deck, whether it's Highlander or obviously now no minion mage, but that's not that good. But yeah, the tempo mage, I think there might be an elemental list that could work as well, like a more mid-rangey one, and then Highlander. Moving along, we have Game Master. This is a 2-mana 2/3 with the first secret you play each turn costing 1. The way I look at this is basically better Kirin Mage. You have Kirin Mage is a 3-mana 4/3 that you play a secret this turn, it costs 0. This is kind of the same. You, for 3 mana, get a secret plus a 2/3 body instead of a 4/3. But the nice thing about this is that Kirin Mage is a single one-time effect, and this, if it sticks, could have even more benefit later on. Like, you know, you don't just have to play Kirin Mage on 3 to make it work, or play it like the moment you get a secret. You could keep getting that kind of Kirin Mage-y effect. However, I don't think Secret Mage is going to be that good. The main reason is I think the small spell mage, kind of with some elementals and other stuff, I think is going to be stronger. I think a lot of the secrets like aren't that amazing, and if we look at like what is Mage trying to do, I think it does this kind of tempo variation with the spell damage package, the small spells that we have already. And I think some of the cards in this set are going to make that better. Whereas the secrets, I feel like a lot of Mage secrets are not that great. And the only big payoff I really see is Occult Conjurer. Obviously this card is good, but this card is just like Kirin Mage, but slightly better. Is that enough to run secrets? I don't really think so. The secrets we get are also not super strong either. So I'm going to give this like a 3 out of 5 because I think, like across the board, because I think that secret deck will exist, but I don't think it's going to be a very good deck. And I think you'll see small spell mage with some elementals much more likely. Firework Elemental, another elemental. This card sucks. Battlecry, deal 3 damage to a minion. Corrupt, deal 12 instead with a 3/5 stat line. 5-mana 3/5 is not competitive. Dealing 3 damage is just not enough for a single card, I would say. And then you might go, okay, but corrupting it becomes like really, really strong. It's deal 12 to a minion. So this is basically like 7 mana, kill a minion and summon a 3/5, and then do something else for 2 mana. It's pretty slow. It's not going to fit into the small spell mage. Does it fit into Highlander? I don't think so. I feel like I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 in card quality. I know some people think this is going to be good. I just don't see it. Maybe Highlander. I just think Mage has other like better cards to run. So unless the elementals, unless Grand Finale is just such an amazing payoff that you want to run more elementals, I don't think this makes the Highlander cut. There's a lot of good cards that are kind of in those slots. Next up we have Mask of Cthun. It's a 7 mana card that deals 10 damage randomly split among all enemies. Could be a decent burn card. Not too bad. Not too interesting either. I think it's like a 3 out of 5 in card quality and a 2 out of 5 in meta rating. Some people might try this. You might see it in Highlander. You might see it as the top end of a burn deck, although why wouldn't you just run stuff like Fireball? I don't think it's very good. I think we're probably going to, might even be just a 1. Next up we have Grand Finale. This is a 8 mana card, summon an 8/8 elemental, repeat for each elemental you played last turn. This is where that Confection Cyclone becomes quite good. I look at cards like Mana Cyclone, Siamat, Zephyrus, all those kind of cards that are elementals that are already pretty good and you're running anyway. And then if you play any of them before turn 8, on top of this, you get, 8 mana, 16/16 across 2 bodies. It's amazing. If you play a couple elementals like, say, Zephyrus, Confection Cyclone, and a couple more, all of a sudden you're setting up a turn that isn't that hard to do. You just need Zephyrus and another card. To then the following turn get, 4 elementals? I think you run this in Highlander Mage, and there might even be, a new kind of elementally archetype, although I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this is a Highlander card. But there are a lot of Mage elementals, too, so you could pad it a bit to make this better. I could see it working Highlander Mage and other cards. I honestly think this card is very, very strong. It's maybe a 5 out of 5, maybe a 4 out of 5. It really depends on how you want to evaluate it. It does need synergy, so I think it's a 4 out of 5 because it's not just good on its own. And I think I give it a 4 out of 5 meta rating. I think this card is great. You're definitely afraid of this card. Deck of Lunacy. It's a 2 mana spell. Transform spells in your deck into ones that cost 3 more. They keep their original cost. I'm pretty sure Regis Kilbin did an analysis and found that most spells are going to be pretty good. Say for example, you have a small spell mage, they run this, they have a bunch of 1 cost, 2 cost, 3 cost. All of a sudden you're getting random 4, 5, and 6 cost spells that all still cost 1, 2, and 3. That's pretty good. Is it good enough to make the small spell cut? I don't think so, but you're going to see this randomly generated and it might be used. So we're going to see it in play. Personally, I think it's around a 2 out of 5 in card quality. It's not amazing. And 2 out of 5 meta relevance. I don't think anyone's going to really hard run this, but maybe I'm underrating it. Moving along, we have Sage, Seer of Darkmoon. This is one of the kind of secret payoff cards. You draw a card for each friendly secret that has triggered this game, not played, so it's a bit worse than if I think it was a played secret. I think this, on the surface, seems good because secrets kind of run out of card draw, or need more card draw because they run out of cards. We don't have Aluneth anymore, Stargazer Luna, that kind of thing. My issue with it is 6 mana is kind of slow. Maybe you get 3 or 4 cards off of this, but why wouldn't you instead just do the small spell mage where we have Mana Cyclone and the spell damage 2 cost spell that draws 2 or even 3 or 4 cards? I think card generation isn't really a huge problem with Mage if you know how to play it properly, and I don't think this is enough. It isn't broken enough to make secrets strong. I feel or rather it's because we already have an existing Mage archetype that's strong, I don't feel this is the payoff we need. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 across the board. I think there will still be a secret deck. Maybe I'm underrating it, but I don't think this card is amazing. Next, we have Occult Conjurer. And if there is a single card that makes secrets worth running, it's this one. If you control a secret, summon a copy of this. So this is a 4 mana 8/8, across 2 bodies. That's amazing. That's great. That's really high tempo. It happens relatively early. It's not it's a 7 mana 14/14. It's something that you get early on. You're happy to play a secret on 3, and then you play this. Is that enough to justify running it over other stuff? I think no. I know we also have Pexis Smuggler, I think it's called, which discovers secrets for every discovers spells for every secret you play. That card also is good, but secrets do cost a lot. I can imagine very clearly the secret deck, and I'm not seeing how I'd want to play that over the small spell mage, even though I think this card is quite good, and this is one of the bigger payoffs. For that reason, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 in card quality, and I'm still going to give it a 3 out of 5 in meta relevance, although this is probably the best secret card there is. Secret mage is just not going to be that good, in my opinion. With that in mind, we have Rigged Faire Game. Secret, if you didn't take any damage during your opponent's turn, draw 3 cards. It's an interesting secret. I think it's hard to trigger this. I think a lot of times in a tempo matchup, you're going to be having a ton of damage at your face pretty much every turn. You're going to play this. It's not going to activate that often. But in control matchups, it might be an easy way to get 3 cards. For that reason, I see it in Highlander Mage. I think 3 mana draw 3 eventually is pretty good for a control deck or a mid-rangey deck. And I think, there's room to just kind of make space for this card as part of your draw engine. But is this in Secret Mage? Some people are saying that because Secret Mage needs more card draw, this makes it better. This is kind of what it's missing. But I think a tempo deck, I don't know, it's hard to say. I think this is a decent card. 3 out of 5 across the board. It might even be a 4 out of 5 in meta rating because like I think we'll see it in some Mage decks, maybe Highlander. Mage is tricky to evaluate. They already have a lot of good cards, I think, and archetypes that like feel solid, and I'm not seeing enough of a push away from that personally. Last but not least, we have Ring Toss, which is a 4-mana spell. Discover a secret and cast it with Corrupt. Discover 2 instead. I don't think I want to play this in Secret Mage. My main reason is it's pretty hard to corrupt. A lot of your Secret Mage cards are going to be less than 4 mana. So a lot of the time, this is going to be a 4 mana Discover a Secret and cast it, which is just worse than playing a secret. Where I see this being not too bad is in a Highlander Mage or something that's more control based, where you're going to have more expensive cards. Then this kind of reminds me of Arcane Keysmith, where it's a 4 mana 2/2 that discovers a secret. This is like a 4 mana, most of the time, discover 2 secrets. Yeah, you don't get the 2/2 body, but a lot of the time you're going to get 2 secrets, which is decent value. And if you have to play it on 4 where you have nothing else better to do, it's still okay. I think it's good. It's like it's in that kind of 30th card slot for Highlander. Like maybe you run this, but I don't think you run this in Secret Mage. I just don't think that the corrupted version is good enough to just. It's too hard to get basically. And it's a tempo deck, so you can't really wait until turn 6 to play this. Yeah, so 3 out of 5 in card quality and 4 out of 5 in meta rating. That's it for the Mage cards. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you liked it, please consider subscribing and check out the rest of my reviews. I'm going to be doing lots more Hearthstone content in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.